What if I told you there was an incredibly easy way to become a more consistent, confident, and disciplined person? You might be surprised it's not what you think. Welcome back to day 12 of the July Creator Challenge, where I'm putting a video a day out for the whole entire month. And today we're diving into a topic that is close to many of our hearts: how to grow into a more consistent, confident, and disciplined person. The last step is by far my favorite, and I think the best. So be sure to stick until the end to really see that lasting change in your life. And now, before we go any further, I've gotten a ton of compliments on my shirt. And I just wanted to let you know that I've got a link in the description so you can buy yours. Now, no, this is not my personal brand, and no, not being sponsored. It's just a friend of mine, and I just wanted to give them a quick shout out. But anyways, I've recently asked some of you what you need the most, and the answers were so powerful. Many of you were saying that you need motivation. You want to be more consistent and successful with your lives and business, but there's this fear of not fulfilling your purpose. There's this feeling that you aren't enough and that you're going to end up living a meaningless life that you hate. You deeply desire to make a difference and help others find their authentic self. I get it. I've been there too. And I want to encourage you that you don't need motivation. You need to tap into your why. I'll explain a little bit more your why later, but starting something new, like a new clothing line, a business, or a podcast, and not seeing the results that you would hope to see can be extremely discouraging and disappointing. You might feel like you're not good enough and wonder if things will ever work out, but I'm here to tell you that they can and they will if you don't quit. If you don't quit, because if you quit, you die. Friend, you gotta stay in the fight. Keep fighting for what you know that you've been called and created to do. Now let's talk about some proven action steps that you can take to become more consistent, confident, and disciplined. Let's draw from my training. If you didn't know, I've been training in cognitive behavioral therapy, neuro-linguistic programming, and I am a student of the Word of God, the Bible, and I love to study the biblical principles that can be applied to our life. So first, let's start by renewing. In Romans 12:2, we're reminded to be transformed by the renewing of our mind. This means replacing negative thoughts with God's truth, replacing our negative, intrusive thoughts with what the Word of God and what God is saying about us. Whenever you are feeling like you are not good enough, remind yourself of what God says about you. You were fearfully and wonderfully made. So how can you renew your mind? Well, you might be thinking, I'm going to say affirmations, and you're half right. Let me explain with an exercise. So everyone watching, you right here through the screen, repeat after me. I am enough. I am rich. I am successful. Good. Now go check your bank account and let me know. Do you have millions yet? No. But why, Red? We've been saying these daily affirmations for years and I'm still broke as a joke, ready to choke. Listen, just because you say a thing doesn't mean you truly believe it. I'll say that again. Just because you say a thing doesn't mean you truly believe it. See, when you believe, you take the necessary actions and you become the person that will actually do it. So the first step into becoming more consistent, confident, and disciplined person is to challenge your limiting beliefs. Sure, setting SMART goals, which these are those goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, relatable, time-bound. Instead of vague goals like I want to be more consistent, when you set those specific goals, like I will post a new podcast episode every Monday for the next 3 months, you can and you will yield great results. But what happens when you've tried that and it doesn't work? It can be helpful to pivot and adopt a different approach. Here is an additional step that you can take. Try the Kaizen method. So what's the Kaizen method? Kaizen is a Japanese term meaning continuous improvement. This philosophy encourages small, incremental changes rather than large, sweeping goals. The idea is that these small changes, when done consistently, can lead to significant improvements over time. So the action step here is you got to break down those goals into tiny steps. If your SMART goals feel overwhelming and unattainable, break them down into smaller, possible, more achievable steps. At the end of each day, reflect on what worked and what didn't. Adjust your approach based on your reflections. This keeps you flexible and responsive to your needs and circumstances, realizing that in the season you're in, it may call for a different thing than previous seasons. And also, you've got to celebrate the small wins. Celebrate every small victory, no matter how minor it seems. This boosts your motivation and reinforces positive behavior. Now, I want to give you an example of what this could look like. See, if your original SMART goal was, I will post a new podcast episode every Monday for the next 3 months, the Kaizen approach would be, today I will spend 10 minutes brainstorming the podcast idea. Once this becomes a habit, increase the time or add another small step. Like tomorrow, I will outline 1 podcast episode. Don't think of the hours you don't have. Think of the 10 minutes you do have. And over time, those 10 minutes will stack up to the 10,000 hours for you to master that thing that you are trying to do. Now, by focusing on continuous small improvements, you can build momentum and make a steady progress towards your larger goals, even when SMART goals feel daunting. And then we have step 3, reprogramming your mind. See, neuro-linguistic programming can be a game changer. One of the powerful techniques is visualization. Imagine yourself being consistent, confident, and disciplined. See it, feel it, believe it, smell it. Visualization exercises are great. One that I love to do is the holy cow exercise, where I'll ask my clients, pretend you're hopping on a call with me and it's 3 years down the road and you say, holy cow, Red, my life has completely changed. I've become more confident, consistent, disciplined. I am living the life of my dreams. What would that look like? When you can picture yourself 3 years from today achieving your goals and living your purpose, I mean, really step into it. Feel what that would feel like. That's going to help you see your goals and your dream life and your purpose. Being more consistent and being more disciplined and confident isn't something to strive to. It's a thing to come from. I truly believe that you have been created with everything that you need inside of you. And the way to get to that, the way to tap into that, is to think, I'm already that person, so what would I be doing today if I was already there? And then the next step is surround yourself with supportive people. Finally, surround yourself with people who are going to uplift, encourage, inspire you, call you higher, provoke, and challenge your thinking. Proverbs 27:17 says, as iron sharpens iron, so does one man sharpen another. Find a community that supports your growth, supports what you are going for. And I believe that this community, the Better Than Best Academy, I believe that what we're building here is that exact community. It's going to help you stay encouraged, stay motivated, stay inspired when you feel like quitting. When you surround yourself by people that are where you want to be, then you will, by exposure, by proximity, you will be able to step into the person that you've already been created to be. You will become that person. And I feel like a lot of it too that we end up doing is a lot of unbecoming, because most of our life we've been told a lie. Most of our life we've been acting out a narrative that isn't congruent with us, but we got to change that. We got to shake that off. Consistency will come, confidence will come, discipline will come when we are so connected to our purpose and calling. That's what wakes us up in the morning. That's what keeps us not wanting to go to sleep at night. Consistency comes from courage, and courage comes from action. You want to know what's kept me consistent all these years? It's being tied to a bigger cause. See daily the men out there, the people that are in this world, walking this earth, that are living a life of lesser. They're addicted, hopeless, unfulfilled, unmotivated, lost, struggling. Financially, they may be doing well, but they know there's more. You may be led by your feelings rather than your commitments. You may be struggling with the fear of men and what other people say about you. You may not be leading your family and yourself how you know you should and you want to. You want to wake up full of purpose and on fire for God, always completing the commitments, making your yes be yes and your no be no that you've made. Living for the audience of one, leading your family with power. Now, if what I'm describing is you, then I really want to encourage you to go to the other link that you're going to find. Join my newsletter so I can be emailing you constantly with this motivation, this encouragement. Or if you really want to take a step further, I really want to encourage you, book that free 30-minute discovery call with me. And let's really start diving into how you can become this person that you've already been created to be. Now, I want you to remember that growth takes time, but with the help of God and coaches and mentors in this community, you can become the consistent, confident, and disciplined individual you desire to be. If you found this video helpful, then please give it a like, subscribe to this channel, and share it with someone you know that needs this message. And until tomorrow's video, I'm praying for you, friend. I love you. Now let's go live better than that.